Good morning, everyone, here in beautiful Encinitas, California. My name is, that's my producer, Esteban. My name is Rick Noda. We're here for T3 Talks. Now, you guys, it is an epic day today because I find it extremely comical that when I look at my Facebook posts, and not just this year, many years, the amount of individuals and people that want the day after the Super Bowl off. It's like, I'm sorry, I drank too much beer, I ate too much nacho cheese, I need a day off. If that can't say that out loud like 3 times, and just if that doesn't make you laugh, or if you're convincing yourself that should really happen, then I'm going to tell you guys something, that there's something something wrong with our mindset there. I'm not going to lie, and I'm going to look at a step on. I'm sorry, dude. Right? I'm just like, if you're asking for like the day off, and if you're one of those guys that goes, yes, you think you should have the day off on the Super Bowl, you should maybe go for Food Anonymous. You should go maybe to Alcohol Anonymous.
Did you play?
Did you play? Yeah, you weren't Tom Brady. You didn't lace it up. You didn't get sacked. You don't have any hurt. But here's what I like to do, all right? I like to take that day, all right, of overindulgence, all right, and really say that if we lived in SpongeBob world and we were playing opposite day, what would be the opposite of that? Well, that's what we did Saturday, is what that was. What we did before we went to the Super Bowl was played the day before, was we did something epic. Epic means what, and epic can be different definitions for everybody. I create the same epic journey to Potato Chip in Poway, Mount Woodson, so that we can measure it over and over again. But what we were able to do was we were able to go out early in the morning before the rain. We got caught. We didn't get catch in the rain. And then what was kind of nice, hey, what's up, Ben? Come on in. And then after we went up that hill, we actually went. We were able to ease ourselves down again. I had a little bit of a goal there. Armando had a goal, and I had a goal to get up to the top of Potato Chip that I'm glad I kind of didn't reach. My goal was originally to get to the top in 45 minutes. I got it in about 10 minutes longer, so I got up there in 54. And Armando had a goal to do it under an hour. He did it in an hour and 2. So what's nice about that is, again, we created something athletically, a good hole, because we didn't eat any breakfast that day. We went on we did it a little bit of a fat burning, so we only fueled a very little bit, just using water, electrolytes. And so when we went down, we got back at around 10 o'clock, and then we were able to have our first meal right around 11, and that was incredibly cool. Now, I was feeling a little epic because the day before that, we had done our Ms. Sick, which was that part of the Ms. Sick, which is Moonlight, Swami's, Chesterfield, Iwo Jima, Heartbreak Ridge, and was Chesterfield. So Chesterfield is a 12% gradient that goes up and down, and I counted it that day with Mondo. I did it 13 times that day with different clients up and down at different speeds. And then I did Potato Chip. And then Sunday, in a nice way, before the Super Bowl, I have my blueprint, or what I call my T302, and I had my 2 or 3 of my families come in. And what I mean by families is families, exactly. I've got a kid who's 7 years in 7th grade who has really increased his mile time. He was one of the kids that would barely finish the mile, kind of in the end. Now he actually leads the mile. He's one of the second fastest kids. The mother, which is a good friend of the family, has started to change traditional meals, and in a good way. So instead of, as much of flour tortillas, maybe some corn tortillas, and half of what they used to have in some of those corn tortillas, they don't eat rice every day. They eat it 3 times a week so they can reduce some of their grains. And one thing that I thought was kind of cool is the reduction of alcohol content. On a Saturday night, if you see me Sunday morning, it's kind of a nice way to kind of put a regulator on that alcohol intake, because it doesn't feel great when you're sweating out that alcohol when you're doing burpees and stuff going up and down hills. That's for sure. But again, like I started in the beginning, how do we do the bipolar opposite when it comes to the Super Bowl? Well, we go to Potato Chip. We do a good hike. we eat really good food, and then we actually rest and recover as we're sitting there, at our homes. We take naps, we massage our hips if they're sore. We'll do some, I don't say yoga stretching, but everyone understands the use of yoga. So you're just going through a flow. And really, that Super Bowl can pretty much be in every Sunday. We don't have to wait every Sunday until there's something miraculous on TV to really kind of bring friends and family together to do a good thing. That's something that's out there in the calendar. So you've already created the habit this week. Whoever you had over to your Super Bowl party, re-invite them again to this next Sunday. Now, this next Sunday, say what we're going to do is do a meal prep party. Now, that meal prep party is that you're going to prep your food. You're going to prep everything to be a little bit more, what I like to say, ready for the week. So now as you have individuals that are coming over, you know that they can come over for a cause. That cause was the Super Bowl. Now you want to see if they can come over to a different cause. And that different cause would literally be food prep. Now, when you'll find very quickly how you have a friend or family, a friend or someone who doesn't necessarily buy into this. They'll buy into the indulgence, but they won't buy into the sacrificing or allowing themselves to put themselves in an uncomfortable position. And that uncomfortable position, I'm not going to lie, is prepping your food for next week. Now, why is that important? Because to me, when the Super Bowl is over, okay, it's also when people start to get that itch again about, all of the things that they didn't want, all the things they wanted to improve on that they didn't. I don't like to use the word New Year's resolutions or New Year's problems or whatever. What I often say is, hey, let's just get back on plan. Let's get back to what we thought about doing. And that really is looking every day on itself and really analyzing every moment as it is. And what do I mean by that is we start at night. So now it is February 4th. Okay, whatever we didn't do, the Super Bowl is a great way to say, done. Forget about it. I'm here, Coach Rick. I'm your resource. Forget about beating yourself up. It's over. You want one hour motivation after this, contact on my website, and we'll go ahead and I'll motivate you for not only an hour, but on top of it, I'll send you a training plan, and then in 2 weeks later, I'll follow up. So executing that plan, getting a qualified individual to help you is that first step. Second is it's monumental. You'll never forget the start date because it's the day after the Super Bowl. It's like buying something on Black Friday. You'll never forget when you bought it. So it's the proper time to start today, right after the Super Bowl. You feel guilty, you feel whatever, and this is, again, the way we start. And it's so simple and it's easy. So the first thing I want you to do is as you're looking at my post, is we're trying to get up 5 minutes earlier each and every day. So if you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, then I ask you to wake up 5 minutes earlier. And that 5 minutes early, what that's going to do is that's going to start to create that habit. We'll do that for 5 days. Now, you didn't eat all that nacho cheese, in 5 days. You ate it in one sitting. But that's the habits we want to stop. We want to stop this all-in overindulgence and start to reinforce a little bit every day, that frequency habit. So after the Super Bowl, your first thing to do is say, I'm going to try to get up 5 minutes early each and every day. So if I wake up at 6 o'clock, that means I set my alarm for 5:55. And I do that for a week. And I get up. You don't even have to get out of bed. You just got to open your eyes. You're up 5 minutes. And each week as that goes on, as you're looking at my Instagram posts, we are on, and Facebook posts, we are on day 33 or almost day 34. And we're up to 45 minutes, almost 50 minutes of getting up earlier. And I started this by just starting with 30 minutes. And then each and every week from there, we went up and started getting ourselves open every 5 minutes from that point on. Now, why is it that my Facebook Lives and all of my programs really pretty much sound redundant, right? because you guys, it's my job to be consistent. It's my job to, yes, to inspire you and give you the motivation to be better. It is but it's also there to understand that in order to start with muscle patterns, in order for us to really begin to carve out new habits, that it has to be consistent. Now, I'll give you a simple story about consistency, and this is something that I really kind of like. Now, leaving my house where I live, have a Starbucks at the bottom of the hill. I have a Starbucks at the top of the hill, all right? And then as you're driving down, I probably pass 4 or 5 different gas stations. When I turn onto the Highway 101 early in the morning, right around, let's say it's 6 o'clock in the morning, I probably pass another 4 coffee houses, okay? But why do I drink Panikin? Why did I create the habit of getting Panikin coffee? Well, first off, it goes just exactly like we do anything. Any habit that we want to create, we have to enjoy it. So what I have tried the gas station coffee, I have tried the Starbucks coffee down the hill, and I tried it. And trying those coffees, they were good, but they weren't to my preference. They weren't to my liking. All right. Next thing that I did that I wanted to assess with was, how was I treated at the establishment? Now, what's kind of nice is that I'm treated at Panikin in a very nice way. They know my order. They know what I drink. They joke with me. As I come in, I create a community or a sense of accountability of what we're doing. Then after that, there's a service. There's a price. Now, if this coffee costs like $100, there's a good chance that I may get it once every 3 months because I enjoy it that much, but I'm not going to get it as much if it was priced properly. But with it being priced properly and fits my needs, then I really go out of my way to get their coffee and then create this habit of getting a coffee from Panikin every day, and that habit is a habit that just comes over time. Now, that's a good habit, and because there's motivation behind it. Those of you guys know I love coffee, and I can tell you pretty much where every great coffee house is down the street here. Now, when I talk about bad habits, I don't want to work on those. Stefan, I don't want to talk about those. I don't want to work on that stuff. No, because those things are bad. Those are things that are bad. So I don't want to dwell on them. But what I do want to do is this. I want to find a resource. Maybe Coach Rick, maybe T3 Body, who can help me overcome that obstacle. Because what we've tried and ways we've tried obviously have helped, but they haven't gotten us to the promised land. We're not satisfied. We don't feel better. And sometimes, again, that is just a simple 1-hour motivation with me, or talking to one of my wellness coordinators and having them to really decide what it is. And I will tell you this, you guys, a lot of it has nothing to do with exercise. Most of it has to do is like when I talk about that sleep hygiene, things we do first thing in the morning, things we do by 12, things we do by 3, things we do whenever. That's what really affects your training. That's really what it's affecting, why we keep doing some of the things that we do. That when I'm going to deal with that whenever is what gives us that power. That's where we say, it's just this. We surrender to it. But what I'm asking you to do is use the Super Bowl just like you use your birthday, like we use Christmas, Black Friday, to use those social keys to restart, to start a better day, to do what SpongeBob does, make it opposite day. All that sabotage you did yesterday, do it the next Sunday again, but do it the opposite. Bring in healthy foods. Go do potato chip mountain with your friends. Have fun playing, throwing axes at battle axes. Play Twister. Now, you will have a hangover the next day. Your butt might be sore from doing too much squats. Your shoulder might be a little tender from throwing those an axe at the board. But here's what I'll guarantee that you're not going to have. You're not going to feel bloated in your stomach from eating too much cheese and have chronic inflammation in your knees. You don't have a splitting headache because your body's trying to process all that alcohol that you're trying to do. And what you ate in a matter of a few hours is going to take you approximately 30 days. Let me say that again. What you ate in a matter of hours, it's going to take you 30 days to work off. So that juice is not worth that squeeze, I'm going to tell you. Because that hangover will go away in about 48, but not those calories, man. Those calories will stay right on your ass. They're going to stay right on your love handles. They're going to stay everywhere where you don't like. Now, I had fun on Super Bowl Sunday. I had great fun. But what I did is I had an epic day where we ate clean, we burned some calories, and when we sat down and watched the Super Bowl, we were the professional athletes there because we had treated our bodies in a professional manner. We kept them feeling good, and our motivation really inspired us to feel better, you guys. So today is really nice because, again, your Super Bowl starts now. So when I talk about our motivation will inspire you to be better, use a day like today to be better. Create your Super Bowl next Sunday, and that Super Bowl is to see how you can feel the better. And as I like to transition it, man. So when I talk about our motivation will inspire you to be better, today, awkward silence. I'll see you guys. That camera from Instagram was killing us. We didn't go live.